Hi, welcome to Grade 5 Best Practices video. In this video, we will discuss what one could see and hear while visiting classrooms during the Unit Conversions Unit of Study. I guess the US still hasn't realized how awesome the metric system is. Look at all those green countries using the metric system. I wonder when, if ever, the US will change to the metric system. This unit on unit conversions, there are 5 key concepts. Students can reason that changing the form of a measurement by using different units does not change the size or amount of the quantity being measured. Students can decide and explain if a converted amount will be more or less than the original unit before making the actual conversion. Students can use unit conversions to solve multi-step problems. Students can use experiences using tools to measure length, time, volume, and capacity with both metric and customary units to understand the general size of a unit of measure. Students can use a visual model such as a tape diagram or table to reason about the conversion of units. What should we see happening in the classroom? Students will be solving single-step and multi-step real-world problems related to both customary and metric conversions. Conversions should include length, time, volume, and capacity represented as whole numbers, fractions, and decimals. Students should explore and find equivalent measures using tools to make their own conversion table. Then, students will solve the real-world example by identifying the starting and ending units and how they can convert the given amount. Students will be using tables or models to help them solve while also writing equations or expressions. What type of conversations should be taking place? Here are some examples from the Math Check questions from the STEMscopes Explore lessons. Questions such as these can informally assess students' understanding on unit conversions. Some potential answers we may hear from students are, when converting smaller units to larger units, the solution becomes a smaller number than the smaller measurement unit numbers. You would need to use division because you are trying to find out how many larger units you have by creating equal groups of smaller units. When converting larger units to smaller units, the solution becomes a greater number than the larger measurement unit numbers. You would need to use multiplication because you are finding the total number of smaller units when each larger unit is a group of smaller units. When converting measurement units to the next largest or next smallest unit, only one step is needed because the units are next to each other. When converting measurement units to units that are not next to each other, more steps are needed. This list shows some of the vocabulary words we should hear teachers and students using in this unit. This is from the STEMscopes parent letter. Again, this is a continued list of vocabulary words that we should hear teachers and students using in this unit. Throughout this unit of study, we should see multiple opportunities for students to show their understanding. This could mean students demonstrating their knowledge of solving real-world, multi-step problems converting metric and customary units during the Explore lesson with the exit ticket at the end or the Show What You Know as a follow-up. Students could also show their understanding through a standards-based assessment. These are examples of formal and informal assessments that a teacher can use to gauge a student's understanding that came from the STEMscopes resources. Here are 2 example questions that teachers, administration, or parents could ask students to gauge understanding of the content. Any questions we can ask that have students explain their strategy on how they converted, such as a table or bar model, as well as why they multiplied or divided to convert, are great questions to ask. These questions are found on the benchmark pages on SmathSmarts that can be found by clicking on any of the benchmark links on the instructional guides. Here are 2 activities from the STEMscopes parent letter that is meant to be an engaging way that students can continue their learning at home, or even to extend their learning in the classroom. These activities both have students using tools to measure the length of real-world items and then converting it to either metric or customary units. Thinking back to our engage and when the U.S. will convert to the metric system, most likely never. It would be so much easier if we could. Thank you for listening to this unit's Best Practices video.